Welcome back, family. Had a tough day today. Had to go to a wake. Seeing an 18-year-old young brother in the box. It's nothing nice, folks. It's nothing nice, especially the reason behind it. All I'm going to say, this fentanyl crisis is something crazy, and y'all should really consider advising your young ones on what's going on out here. But I would not be who I am if I took a back seat in the checking of your boy Mac Daddy Reek, Tariq Nasheed and his Nasheedians. I mean, if there was anything that could have gave me a chuckle on a dark day, it was just doing research while I was down and out. Just doing research on this hidden history museum. Oh my gosh. Let the FBA folks tell you, you hating. Oh my God. So this man has a goal of $1 million that he had raised from you idiots. You give this fool your nice hard-working money because you know you need a leader to follow. You ain't a leader yourself, so you know you need somebody to follow. I get it. I understand. Of all the people in the world, you know, it's Mac Daddy Reek you choose. So he makes about $1 million off this hustle. Lease or buys the building for over $200K. The building looks like my dad's first church he ever bought when he became a minister. I mean, I can't make this up, folks. As you're watching the video, just check it out for yourself. I mean, Lord, in his voice. Lord. I mean, I was one of the ones on the fence of this because I'm like, this is a very ambitious hustle. Of all the hustles this man has with the More Us app crap that never came to fruition, his ADOS movement that he backed out of because, you know, with his ego, he has to be the leader. All the other stuff and angles he had to make a hustle. And I get it, guys. You got to make a way. But, you know, it's something about scamming the people that those of us who won't compromise our dignity just, you know, you can't stand for that. But nonetheless, this man starts this FBA hustle. And if you know the history, you know what? Bump that. You don't even got to know the history of Tariq. Most of you Negroes was not walking around here talking about FBA. So we're going to just downright say that right then and there. So you know this is something of a new, you know, in the air. Now you can smell the rhetoric of hate, divisiveness, you know, xenophobic comments constantly being pushed. Remind me of the early 90s. You know, when black folks seem to only hate each other, whether that be from people they hated from the Caribbean, Africa, or people right down the street where they live. You know, black people got this energy to hate on each other. But I digress. Back on this hidden history museum, this man pushes a goal of $1 million. And if you pay attention to the trailer he had for his so-called hidden history museum, it's nothing of what he schooled y'all on. Nothing of what he pimped y'all on. You saw this glorious vision of, and even the trailer itself showed a building that was not sufficient for a real thing that you could call a museum of black culture and history. Even the trailer, to me personally, it's not sufficient to really hold artifacts, hold, you know, sites and rooms where you can display different, you know, sections and go in depth on our history, since you're calling it the Hidden History Museum. Even the building that he portrayed wasn't big enough. But that's not what you guys even got. You got an office space. It seems like an inglorious gallery, let alone a museum that it could be turned into. And if you really check it out, folks, you'll realize that this is a place that other tenants are already occupied in. So this is a man who's telling you about plans about a hidden history museum where it is being leased out to different tenants. It's a church on Friday. It's a function for office workers on Tuesday. It's all sorts of things but that hidden history museum that he claimed so hard and high and mighty that he wanted to do for you guys. The key things that I was breaking, see, I'm just letting out the just me being comical. You know, we gotta laugh with each other sometimes, because I laugh at idiots and jokesters. because I let them become their own demise. Everything gets exposed, folks. But the thing that really stuck out to me was paying attention to a couple brothers on YouTube's actual site recordings. This is a place so small that the backyard is damn near the same size as the actual building. I mean, this is somebody that you guys gave $1 million in donation to. Oh, you pocket watching, you hating. Well, call it what you want. Reality sucks, doesn't it? But reality is really beautiful. The main thing, however, guys, that stuck out that I cannot ignore. This is supposed to be a hidden history museum. Anything called a museum, I ask you guys this question. Does a parking space for a museum only holds 3 to 9 cars? Let that sink in. 3 to 9 cars. Do the research yourself. Just do the research yourself. Look up on that brother's sites. You'll see the address of the building, which is not even the original site, where he's walking around showing some broken down lot that he claims he was going to build from the ground up. That's why he needed $1 million. No, he just went down the street and got something already set up. Like I said, it was already being leased by other tenants. Nonetheless, a building that can only hold 3 to 9 parking spaces. And this man put it on a pedestal as if it was a pearl of the world. 3 to 9 parking spaces. Folks, I'm not gonna lie, y'all got scammed. Y'all got duped. You know, I don't need to speak too long anymore. I just rather y'all look at the clips, see what's going on. Because I know some of you are smart enough to know, you know what, this ain't adding up. The math ain't adding up. What he displayed and promised ain't adding up. Notice he barely even speaks about this anymore. You know, you guys are always speaking of this man as he's some mysterious person of ilk of the men of our past, some great dude. No, man, it's called The Art of Macking. The man even had a book that told you guys how you run game, and he ran game on y'all. This is what we do constantly. Now this man has a building that right now as we speak, other tenants are leasing out. That's the money you gave him. Other tenants already have contracts leasing it out. One day it's some Aspire crap it's called, and that name is still on top of the building. Another day I saw a party happening in there. Last time I saw billboards of a church coming in on Fridays. I mean, this is what you guys gave the money to. The moral of the story is, I'm not mad at Tariq. I'm really not. If anything, the only hate that you could say I have is, man, I wish I was a no good son of a gun like that and scam on some of you idiots. Because it seems like our people are easy to prey on when it comes to getting them dollars in. Just like them church ministers that do this every Sunday. You guys are easy to scam. I'm telling you, there's days I get very overwhelmed with life. And I'm like, the skills that I got through hustling and scamming, sometimes I'm like, man, I wonder if I could go back to those roots and get some funds coming in. But I can't. I swear to y'all, I can't do it. I couldn't look myself in the mirror. And that's how you hold yourself accountable. So I don't blame Tariq. I really blame you guys. My only thing with Tariq is his rhetoric of divisiveness and xenophobic comments he constantly makes. That's my main goal to get him. But I do want to laugh at a lot of you guys. I want to laugh at a lot of y'all that gave this man money to continue his hustles. Just like he was finished with that so-called picnic in Washington that y'all really thought did something, that called it a rally, a man of over 300,000 followers, but only brought in barely 1,000 people. You know, what he's going to do is keep the motion going with this whole FBA thing. Next thing you know, he's going to start charging for different functions. Start going to sell coffee cups, all that mess. It's all propaganda and it's all game, man. A lot of y'all think y'all know game, but you don't know game. That's why it's easy for you to say, you know, someone's hating when we pointing out the hypocrisy and exposing scam. You call us haters because you don't know game. So I'm not mad at Tariq necessarily with that museum. That was a hustle and he scammed the lot of you. But nonetheless, I digress. I back off from this. I was having a rough day, but I thought this was a good chuckle. Sometimes you gotta laugh at yourself when you play the fool. Only when you're aware that you played the fool, you'll do better. You'll do better. And like they say, Your boy Charleston White says, documentation beats conversation. The proof's in the pudding, you either gonna take it or not. And that's just what I had to say today, man. You guys can really make us look like idiots and fools. But nothing is worse than the person that's scamming you than the people that never do their due diligence and really research somebody's history. If you knew this man's history, you wouldn't contribute $1 to his scam tactics. This your boy gravitating away. Really disappointed with my people and hoping we do better. Holla at your boy, man.